What is going on, everyone? Just want to double check that we are live. Haven't gone live in a while. Hope you guys are having a beautiful day. I know that I am. What is going on, family? Hope you guys are having a beautiful Sunday. Markets are obviously extremely choppy. Let me just let me just put the lights on in the background so you guys have a more pleasant viewing experience, I should say. I hope you guys are having a beautiful day. Let's see how many people actually tune in. I wouldn't be surprised if there's not many, because again, people like these markets are rough right now. If you guys are here supporting, I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in, for watching these videos, these live streams. I'm going to try to go live a little bit more often now because I just feel like I have more time. We're going to put the red light up in the back just because you know, markets are red right now, so that's what we're going to be doing. But all right, guys, let's see how we're doing. Okay. All right, guys, listen, if there's anyone that is, wait, let me see how the stream is. Okay, as of right now, it doesn't seem to be too many people on your curve. We have a couple of viewers. If you guys, this is your first time watching the live stream, smash the like, subscribe. Remember, guys, at 20K subs, we're giving away $2,000 to one lucky person. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. I know that I am. Let me just say something super quick here. All right, guys, so let's get right into today's, I guess, live stream. Again, if you guys haven't been following me for a while, you used to go live quite a bit, especially during the early days of 2025, around the time that Pengu came out and everything. But as of right now, you know, markets are brutal, guys. Listen, you probably can't see it right now. Let me hop on over. Okay, boom. Hope you guys are able to see the screen right now and everything. Bro, this feels so weird. I haven't gone live in a bit, but obviously it's a Sunday. Markets having a little bit of a recovery, or a little bit of a relief run. I think that, you know, we've seen four I think monthly candles that were red, and every single time for the past 12 years that we've seen a January red candle, right? So the month of January closed red, closed bearish. We have literally never seen a red February. So can the month of February still close in the green? We're sitting at fear and greed of about 8 right now. We're in extreme fear territory. You can see overall crypto is at a $2.4 trillion market cap. Man, I miss the days when we were at $4 trillion market cap. It feels like it was so long ago. But really and truly, guys, it was just in October that crypto was just above 4 trillion. And me, hey, listen, you might call me dumb. I thought that we were not going below $4 trillion ever again. And then here we are right now. Now, bear market lows, we're going to be talking about it. Where do we think that Bitcoin could bottom out at? Where do we think Ethereum could bottom out at? Full transparency, guys. We did go into Ethereum heavy. We made a pretty big buy order for Ethereum at around 1,950. We didn't exactly time the bottom too well. I know Ethereum dipped just below 1,800 as well. Let's see the exact price that it came to, about 17. I want to say around 1800. Okay, it looks like it didn't dip below 18, but it got very close to 1800. We got into Ethereum at around 1950 again, had another order come in for it, and I think we might see a little bit of a relief pump. For those of you who leverage trade, obviously go ahead and do that. I don't particularly leverage trade. Haven't really traded futures or anything like that. I used to trade futures for like Forex and stuff back in the day, but not really anymore. When it comes to Bitcoin, Ethereum, when it comes to crypto investing, I'm more of just a spot trader. Just buy and hold and wait for the price to go up. And there were so many opportunities last week. Let me know if you guys took advantage of any of those dips. The price of Bitcoin fell like 63,000, and then we saw this thing literally rally up like $9,000, getting up to 72K. It's been insane, guys. These crypto markets are obviously, like, it's so hard to navigate. No one really knows what's happening. Are we in a bear market? Are we not in a bear market? Are we in a bull market? What is literally happening right now? Well, let's take a look. Now, first things first, I wanted to take a look at a tweet that I made a really long time ago. And that was about the cycles, right? If the 4-year cycles are still intact, guys, that means that we did already top out in about October. Listen, history doesn't repeat itself, but it often does rhyme. This was something that I said in February 20th of 2025. So literally just a year ago, I said this. The cycle top should come in the latter half of 2025, and that is exactly when it came. It came in October of 2025. I mean, the timing doesn't really get any more immaculate than what I said it was going to be, right? Again, here it's been five. This was back in September 9th, 2025. Okay, and you guys know the top came very close to early October. It's been 508 days since the Bitcoin halving. If we average out the previous cycles having to peak timeline, we should see a top very soon. Crypto Baptist says, let's go, Ro. What's going on, brother? Thank you for tuning in to the live stream. Again, we should see a top very soon. And in October, in hindsight, we really did see a top come in. Now, the thing is, a lot of people at the time were extremely bullish, saying, oh, we're going into 2026. 2026 is going to be a continuation of the bull run. And that is, again, those are those same like super cycle type of comments that you hear every single cycle. Now, I'm not going to lie, I did fall victim to that. I think I did believe that after that top in October, in November and December, that, hey, you know what? There is a chance that we are bullish going into 2026. And that just leads me to one thing. I always remember, guys, when the crypto crowd, when the narrative is swaying to one side, usually the opposite happens. Okay, so when everyone thinks that crypto is still going to keep going up, you know, it's a super cycle. This time around is different. The 4-year cycles are broken. We see this play out time and time again, where the 4-year cycles do not get broken. We see it actually live up to its name. We see it live up to the cycles, and we see it do the same thing. Now, again, what could we see in this month, right? Well, let's take a look here. Most people are still debating whether we're in a bear market, and the chart has already answered that question. Here's everything that you guys need to know. 4 consecutive red monthly candles is what we saw. We saw 4 consecutive candles of red, guys. Okay, let's actually take a look at TradingView. I think we might be able to see it a little better. TradingView, the Bitcoin chart, BTC USD. Let me see how the stream is doing, guys. If you guys are new here, make sure you guys are subscribed. You like the video, and yeah, hit the bell notification. So every time I go live or I upload a video, you guys are notified right away. So let's go over to the full charts here. And okay, so we're on the daily right now. Let's switch over to the monthly. Okay, so this is every single cycle that Bitcoin has gone through since its conception. Okay, since it's been invented, this is what Bitcoin has looked like. We had the first bull run in 2018 or 2017. We had the next one in 2021. And then we had the one most recently, right? The 2024, 2025 one, which we are seeing right now. And again, guys, I mean, look at this. This chart screams that it's in bear market territory. This chart screams that it is time to load up, right? This is just what it looks like to me off of rip. And the last time that we've had 4 consecutive red candles, 1, 2, 3, 4, we have always closed the 5th month green. We've always closed green. So what I'm expecting to see is maybe a push, guys, a push towards 85,000, right? Maybe a push, maybe a little bit of a reversal back to that $85,000 range. But when that happens, people are going to start getting bullish once again. And that, my friends, is what we call a bull trap. That is what we call a bull trap. So just be very careful. Guys, if you guys are getting into some of these projects right now, just make sure that, you know, I would stay far away from meme coins right now. I'll be honest with you guys. I would only be getting into utility plays or altcoins or things that I know that I'm getting into and holding for 4 years, 5 years, or 10 years down the line. Meme coins are things that we invest in when we're in a bull run, right? Meme coins are not stuff that we invest into when we're in a bear market. And maybe that's not the popular take to say. Maybe that's not what people want to hear, but that's the truth, right? That is what I think is true. That's what I've done every single cycle. I've loaded up on real utility plays. One of the biggest plays that I loaded up on in the previous cycle, I'll actually show you guys this chart. Okay, I'll show you how easy it literally is to make money in crypto if you just close your eyes in the bear market and you start buying. It is so simple to make money in crypto. This is the project that I bought. Okay, this is, well, one of my best performing ones. Can't really tell you what it's sitting at right now, but okay, so 13 million. Let's see the all-time chart here. So this is a play, guys, that I was literally buying at 0.15, I want to say, maybe even lower. I was buying this project in 2023, 0.16, okay? And you can see here, May 2023. This is a project that I've been accumulating since that time, even a little bit into 2024 as well. I want to say like around 0.6, but a lot of orders coming in 2023. And this project, guys, you can see in in March of 2024 ran up to $2.07. Now, if this is a project that I've obviously been buying at like the 0.2 range, or even earlier than that, right? 0.15, getting to this range or 20x on a utility play is pretty fair, okay? And when I went into it, when I tell you guys I went into this with size, I went into it with size. This was one of my biggest positions at the time. This is an RWA project, and I don't know if this is still a good play or not. I don't know if they've come out with any advancements. Hey, if any of you are invested into RWA projects, Realio, let me know down in the comments. Let's see what it's looking like right now. Rio warned you all. They self-regulated. The increase in 100 million sold everything to retail. They took all your money and ran. Scam, stay away. So that's what I mean, guys. You never want to get emotionally attached to your bags. You always want to make sure that you are selling and taking profits on the way to the top here. Obviously, it's really shady. There's a lot of shady people in crypto. So it's really PvP, right? One way I'd like to describe it is that it's like a Roman Colosseum. You guys get thrown in, it's a free-for-all, and people are fighting for their lives, okay? So make sure you guys take profits on the way to the top. And what I really want to focus on right now is the potential reversal, the little bit of a relief rally, the relief pump that we could see going into this month, or to close off this month, I should say. Again, you can see October was red, November was red. Where was it? In August, we actually pumped really nice. So October was red, November was red, December was red, January was red. All these falling insane amounts as well, right? You can see here, we never really broke above 100K. Again, we tried to in January. We're not able to, and then we dipped. Let's see how much we dipped from the peak of about 126,000. We are about 43% down right now. And I tell you guys, there's probably people out there that are holding meme coins that are down about 80, 90%. And I've always said, this is something that I preach inside my private Discord group as well. You always want to have a hedge against your portfolio. The biggest holding in your entire portfolio should be either Bitcoin or it should be Ethereum, right? 60 to 70% of your portfolio should be allocated to one of those. Do not make that a mistake. If you're watching this channel, just know that is my position on crypto. That is what I think is the right way to go about it, is that majority of your holdings should be in one of the more stable positions, okay? Listen, I'm in crypto because I love the fast money too. I'll be honest with you guys. You know, hitting a $1,000 meme coin, doing a 40x and getting 40K off of it is exciting. It's fun, but it does not last. It's very fleeting, and that sensation is going to run out. And not just that, guys, you are going to get wrecked if your entire portfolio is just betting on those meme coins. That's why only 30 to 40% of my portfolio is even invested into meme coins, right? The remaining 60, 70% is all in Ethereum. And the way that I break down my portfolio is even Ethereum, and then I have some altcoins, and then a small percentage, but a fairly large percentage, because it is a good amount of capital, is invested into meme coins. So if your meme coins are down 80, 90%, please keep in mind you guys need to reallocate your portfolio to make sure that you have a hedge in case everything drops, right? You can see here, we're sitting at around 70,000 for Bitcoin right now, or 71,000, sorry. 71,100 is the price that Bitcoin is at right now. Again, keep in mind, guys, to get back from here to previous all-time highs, you're looking at almost about an 80% gain. And that is something that I feel like is guaranteed. Whether Bitcoin goes down even more, or, you know, we continue to pump, and we're actually in a bull market, whatever the case may be, always position yourself accordingly, okay? If you're buying Bitcoin at this current rate right now, do not buy it with the mindset thinking, oh, in a month it's going to go up, or oh, in a year it's going to go up. No, guys, have a 5 to 10 year outlook. Here's the thing. Anyone who has ever bought Bitcoin and held it for 4 years is going to be up money, okay? Let me explain. How is that even possible? Let's say, okay, what is this? This is 2025, right? Or 2026. Let's say you bought in 2022, exactly a year ago. So 2022 February, right? That would be right here. 2022 February, let's say you bought. Bitcoin was at $42,000. Okay, if this was at $42,000, you just held it for 4 years, you would still be up. Anyone who's bought and held Bitcoin for more than 4 years is going to be up money. So you ask yourself, do you have that kind of time frame? If that is a type of time frame that you have, then hey, amazing. If you don't have that type of time frame, I'll be real with you. You shouldn't be investing into crypto in general, because crypto's not, you're not just here to make fast money. You're here in this space to actually make life-changing gains, right? Well, at least that's what I hope you're in here for. If you want to gamble, guys, go to the casino, right? I'll just be honest with you. Now, February, you can see 46,000 from here to where we are right now. Still a 53% increase. Obviously, not the craziest thing in the world, but if you sold, like, obviously, you know, closer to the top, then yeah, it will be pretty intense. Now, even if you compare the peak in February of 2022, Jeremy Fox is what meme coin to buy. And Jeremy also says, how long are you in the market? Guys, I've been in the market since 2017. Okay, 2017, I was literally in high school, but I was still buying crypto. My first crypto, fun fact, the first crypto that I ever bought was XRP. Just give me 1 second here. I should really get some water, man. I'm very parched drinking. Can you guys see this? Just drinking out of my cup here. The first crypto that I've ever bought was XRP, and that was in grade 12. So again, I'll show you guys an example again. Let's say, okay, so February 2022, right? If you guys bought over there, you held it for 4 years, you would have been up money. But let's say February 2022, but you bought in 2018. So let's go back, okay? So February 2022, this is the price of Bitcoin. Let's go to 2018. 2018, February, where's February? Right over here, okay? February 2018, the price of Bitcoin was at $9,600. Guys, if you bought it, again, and let's compare January, February, right over here. Again, so this is the gap here. You would have been up 347%. Now, obviously, there's a lot of diminishing returns, right? So keep that in mind. But in theory, what I'm trying to say is the principle here is anyone who's bought and held Bitcoin for more than 4 years is going to be up money. If you guys use that principle and you invest into crypto, you are not going to fail because it's a proven track record. It's proven itself right. And I feel like it's never been broken, so it's always going to be that way. Now, obviously, guys, there is the law of diminishing returns, which is, you know, every single cycle, you're not going to see the same type of gains, right? From the previous cycle to where we are right now, we did a 2x return, right? Let me just show you guys over here. So from the top here, which is about 67,000 to where we are right now, it was roughly, guys, a 2x, not exactly 2x, but just very close to one, which is why I say, hey, the next cycle, we may just see Bitcoin hit about 210, 220, 250K. But again, that's going to be in 2028 or 2029. And then, you know, 2035, we're going to see Bitcoin run to that 500K range, and so on and so forth, right? So just keep that in mind, guys, as you guys are investing in, like, in 2035 and stuff, I'm saying. But yeah, the whole thesis behind this is that you always want to hedge behind your portfolio. My biggest hedge against my portfolio is none other than Ethereum. I think Ethereum is also it's a very solid choice. I don't think it's had. Now, that same principle doesn't hold true where it's like, oh, you buy and hold for 4 years. Nope, that doesn't hold true for ETH. But you could, if you are able to time the bottom for ETH a little bit better, then yeah, you could make a lot of money. You can still see here that we do have a little bit of an upward trend, right? From this back in 2021, if we really and truly just draw it out here, guys, you can see that these are all bottoms. This is all hitting off of this, you know, 748 up to 5,000. Again, boom, hitting this chart as it goes up. We might see this happen time and time again, guys. Now, ETH to me is my biggest holding. And I tell you guys all the time, meme coins are great, but hey, remember 60 to 70% of your portfolio should be in a really good altcoin that you guys believe in. The only two that I would even recommend, even though I'm not a financial advisor, is either Bitcoin or it's either Ethereum. Those are the really and truly the only two that I think are blue chips that are even worth your while. Obviously, there's other ones too that you could argue. Let's say, for example, XRP, BNB, you have Solana. You could argue that those are also very valid plays, but hey, just to keep it safe, I like to stick with Ethereum and I like to stick with Bitcoin. Okay, now there's no doubt in my mind, okay, fellas, first of all, I would like to say that, you know, we timed the bottom of this dip insanely perfect, okay? This dip back in April of 2025, we caught the bottom of Ethereum at 1,500 and we sniped that thing, and we were selling off at around 3,800, 4,000, guys. We were taking profits for Ethereum all along the way to the top here. Now, we didn't exactly time the top at 5K, but we were very, very close. And if you guys want to know exactly what crypto I buy, exactly what crypto I sell, when I get into the markets, when I get out of the markets, make sure that you guys join the private Discord, because I'm telling you, there is so much alpha in there. Now, obviously, past profits don't guarantee future results. There's people in there, guys, that have made 20K in a month. There's actually a guy from Estonia who's made the average yearly salary in just a month, just from following the calls, right? Which is pretty insane. There's also a guy in there who's made 25K in 2 months. There's people who have turned $100 accounts into well over 10K. There's people who have turned $200 accounts into well over 20K. Now, again, I need to emphasize the importance of risk management and the importance of doing your own research, though, because at the end of the day, none of us are financial advisors. Also, guys, but yeah, if you want to be a part of a community, join private Discord. Link is in the description, fellas. Okay, and in terms of Ethereum, right? I do see this thing recovering. I do see it running back just a little bit, but again, it could just be a bull trap. So keep that in mind, because the entire crypto market right now the sentiment is really bad right now. The fear, the greed index is at the worst that I have ever seen this thing. So again, guys, please do your own research, your own due diligence. Nothing that I say here is financial advice. Ahmed A had said, thoughts on JYAI. Listen, I love the project. Jerry the Turtle, phenomenal project. But is that something that I think that people should be accumulating right now? Probably not, right? You shouldn't really be buying meme coins, in my honest opinion, right now. If you're holding on to any meme coins, and hey, fair enough, let it run, let it do its thing. But is it wise to accumulate more at these levels? I don't think so, because no one truly knows if we're in a bull market right now. But there's good opportunities when it comes to utility plays, when it comes to alt plays, when it comes to bags like Ethereum, Solana, BNB. There are so many good opportunities out there, and I would honestly, I wouldn't feel right telling you guys to buy meme coins right now. It wouldn't be realistic, or even it wouldn't be truthful of me to say that to you guys. In the week, though, okay, wow, market cap up 68%, which is actually pretty crazy. Looks like we were sub $1 million, now up 70% in the week, which is actually kind of crazy. In the month, though, down 13%, and in the last year, down about 30 or 40% actually. Again, you guys know how much I love JYAI. JYAI. This is such a banger of a play. It was probably the first call on this channel that did a 1200x return. I don't know if you guys remember, but this is genuinely a play that we called at $20,000 market cap. I actually have a video the first time that I called it, which is kind of crazy. It was literally around January or December 2024. I want to say early January 2025. We called this play, and we were there with it through all the ups and all the downs. We saw it rallied to 20 million, guys. We were there for everything. This is such a banger of a play, right? But right now, not as much interest is in crypto, and you never know if these projects are going to recover as well in the next bull market. So I would just hedge my bets accordingly. I don't want you guys to lose money. I want you guys to obviously, work hard, invest the right way, whether that's to stocks, whether it's to crypto, but you always want to have a hedge against your portfolio. And again, guys, never keep your eggs in the same basket either. Bitcoin hovering around 71,000, Ethereum hovering over 2,100. I think those are discounts in the grand scheme of things. So the last time we've seen 4 red consecutive months is 2018. Before that, we saw it in 2014. That's it. Bitcoin's entire 15-year history, this pattern has only appeared twice, both times during bear markets, and the third time in history is happening right now. A month ago, I posted about the bear flag forming on the weekly, same structure as 2022, same warning signs. Last week, it broke minus 11% in literally 7 days, which led to $5 billion in liquidation. And that pattern is confirmed. The measured move target, it was 58,700. Here's why that level matters. 69,000 is Bitcoin's previous all-time high zone from 2021. Oh, that's a very good point. So let me touch on that as well just a little bit. In terms of bear market, potential price targets for Bitcoin. Now, a lot of people think, oh, Bitcoin's going to dip 80%. Bitcoin's going to, no, that's probably not going to happen. I'll be honest with you guys. So from 68,000, we dipped about 80% to where we are, right? That was the low of 2023, got to about 15K. Now, in 2020, I don't know if you guys are able to see this, in 2017, again, dipped about 80% all the way down to 3,352. So I've been seeing a lot of people online saying, oh, Bitcoin is going to, from the all-time high, going to dip another 80%, which would bring it to about $25,000. I'll tell you guys right now, Bitcoin is not going to go to $25,000. That is absolutely insane. It is definitely not going to go that low. You guys could bookmark this video, you could pin this video, whatever you want. But it's definitely not going to go that low. Okay, that's just impossible. What I think is the more accurate I feel what's more accurate, guys, is comparing it to the previous level. Okay, so before, what happened was we got to the previous all-time high. Okay, so let me try to explain this. The previous all-time high was around $21,000 or $19,000 in 2017, and after 2021 we got we got back to about that range, right? And I think after this bull run, we're probably going to get back down to around that range, that $60,000 range, which I know we've already kind of hit. And that's why I want to say, I think that the bottom is very close. If 59,000 was not the bottom for crypto, then I think that around 50,000 has to be. I really genuinely do not see it dropping any more below 50K. Obviously, none of this is financial advice, guys. This is just my humble opinion on it. But yeah, here's why that level matters. 69,000 is Bitcoin's previous all-time high zone from 2021. Historically, the prior cycle's all-time high is where Bitcoin finds its bear market floor. 2018 bottomed near 2015 levels. Are we even able to see the 2015 levels here? 2015. I mean, we could barely see 2015 levels here. Not necessarily sure if that's a accurate target here, but if you guys know the proper targets, and this is what he's talking about here. So 2018 bull run, it bottomed near the 2015 level. 2022 bull run bottomed near 2021's level, right? So the peak that it set in 2015 was what it bottomed out at in the next bull run, and the peak that we had in 2018 was the bottom for the next bull run. So 2022 bottom came at the peak of 2021. Or sorry, yeah, exactly. Near the levels around 2021. So the previous high of the previous high of the bull run prior to the one that we're in right now is probably going to be the low that we experience from this bear market. So that brings us to around 60,000, maybe even $50,000 market cap. That's probably what I'm looking at, bro. If you take a look at Bitcoin, all-time high was 128K market cap and dropped almost 58K. That's almost an 80% retracement, or am I wrong? Here, let me just double check for you. I do not think that's here. So from 125, we dipped to 58. So we got so from 126 to 60,000, that is about a 52% drop. That's not an 80% drop. An 80% drop from 126,000 would bring us all the way down to 24K. That was for Ahmed, and then Deviation. I don't know how to say your name. Sorry, man. Deviation, I think. I don't know. I could just be botching your name, man. Are you in any pump fund coins? No, I am not in any pump fund coins at the current moment. Sorry, guys. Okay, so yeah, so from 126K, an 80% drop would genuinely be 24,000. I don't see that happening. I'll be honest with you guys. I do see a bottom forming around the previous all-time highs, which is around 69 to 60,000. Again, we did drop a little bit below that. I do think, guys, that we will see some more downside, maybe bottom around 50K. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are genuinely. Where do you see a bottom forming in crypto, if you see a bottom forming anytime soon? So here's the thing. Same playbook is happening, but won't it crash 77% like 2022? Probably not. Here's the math. Every cycle produces diminishing returns. So in 2013, we saw a gain of 9,900. In 2017, a gain of 11,900. In 2021, a gain of 1,900. And in 2025, gains of 600%. The bull run compresses. The bear market should also do that as well. A 50 to 55% drawdown lands us at 58,000, which is actually very interesting because that was very close to what we hit right now, guys, okay? Or the low that we hit, right? So February 1st, was it? Let's see here. Let's see exactly when that came. So we'll switch to the weekly. I should switch to the daily chart here. So it looks like that bottom came on February 6th at 59 or even 50. Yeah, around 59,000. That bottom came off February 6th, guys. And this tweet even came out on February 5th, okay? A 50 to 55% drawdown lands us at 58K. But here's what nobody's talking about. February has never closed red after a red January, not once in 12 years. Even in 2022's downtrend, February rallied 12% after January dropped minus 16%. January 2026 just closed red as well. So what we're probably going to get is a bounce this month, as grim as it looks right now. 85K range would be my upside target. That is for the simple reason because, let me show you guys, if we switch over to the monthly, right? You can see here, for us to close in the green for this month, we have to be above 79,000. So again, roughly in that $80,000 to $85,000 range could be possible. If this is a fake out after the blood this week, I can see Bitcoin bottoming out at 53K market cap. That's where's the next strong floor for it. Again, that's a very solid point, right? 53,000. I do see that as a very that seems, honestly, guys, like 50 in that 50K to 60K range is where I see a bottom forming as well. Again, always, none of this is financial advice, but if I do see Bitcoin dipping below 60K again, getting into that $50,000 range, you better believe I am going to be accumulating a Bitcoin, okay? I'm going to be getting my hands on one. And I'm probably going to be loading up on some Ethereum as well in that price range. Again, I just think it's a flex to say, oh yeah, I have this many Bitcoin. If you guys have a whole Bitcoin, or if you have more than one Bitcoin, just slap that in the comments below. How many Bitcoin do you have? I just swapped my render for Bitcoin, which is a majority of my position, but I still hold CAS and Turbo. F altcoins, honestly, hey man, I completely hear you. It's just brutal right now. No one's able to predict the market. All I can really tell you guys is how to navigate like when we're in the bear, and it really does feel very bearish right now. And the best way to navigate that is by buying Ethereum, buying Bitcoin, buying utility plays, buying altcoins. That is how you make the most amount of money. And then in a bull market, when everything is going up, when there's volume in crypto, guys, that is when you get into meme coins, okay? And I'm telling you guys, there will probably be new meme coins to get into in the next cycles. And obviously, guys, stay subscribed to this channel because we will be covering all of that, okay? Okay, so let's see here. So we're probably getting a bounce this month, as grim as it looks, blah, blah. I did a full, okay, wait, no, that's not what I wanted to read. Okay, so I kind of want to read this here because the guy does give some pretty good breakdowns. You guys should definitely go follow him over on X, Bitcoin Daily. My 2026 Bitcoin timeline is this right over here, right? Let's read this. So March to May, is this 2025, right? Okay, so again, euphoria, we're seeing a blow off top. Not really a blow off top. We kind of just saw a slow decline of the market right now. And this is around October. This is when the top kind of came in. And then 2026, we just need to cool off for the next ride. This dip is taking longer than expected. Bitcoin peaked at 126,000 on October 6, 2025. It's now at 69,000, down 45%. Well, yeah, exactly. $6.18 billion has left Bitcoin ETF since November. Fear and greed is at 5. MicroStrategy is underwater on 713,500 Bitcoin. Here's what happens next according to every cycle before this one. The number that matters is 370. Signature Lawn says, still bullish on Toshi. I mean, I am bullish on Toshi. I'm bullish on all meme coins, but I would not be accumulating more right now. It's just not wise to be accumulating more, but I also wouldn't be selling my positions at this given moment either. The number that matters, 370. Average days from cycle peak to bear market bottom. 2017 peak to 2018 bottom was 363 days. 221 peak to 2022 bottom was 376 days. So the average is 370 days, and the average from a Bitcoin halving to a Bitcoin all-time high is about 580 days, 500 some odd days. You guys can read the tweets that I left way back in the day, guys, which actually did hold up to be fairly true. History doesn't repeat itself, but it's rhyming loudly. This is something that I always say. Shout out to this guy. February/March, dead cat bounce, probably in the 65% range. Probability starts 65. Range, we could see a 70 to 85K. 2 billion plus dollars in liquidations created oversold conditions. Expect a relief rally. People will call it the bottom, and it won't be. In 2018, Bitcoin bounced 91% before rolling over into a year-long decline. The bounce is real, the recovery isn't. April is when the trap closes. The probability of a decline is 60%. This range could be in that $58,000 to $72,000 range. And again, guys, I do want to say, if I see Bitcoin enter into that $50,000 range, once again, I will probably have to be accumulating one. 2-year halving anniversary, tax deadline selling, strategy 76,000 cost basis acting as a ceiling. Every rally gets rejected at the level institutions bought. 2021 April, minus 17.3%. Tax season plus fading narratives equal pressure. I believe Q2 and Q3 will be the biggest gainer. I don't want to believe that the parabolic bull run in this cycle is over. I might be wrong though. I mean, hey, I would love to be wrong. I would love if 2026 we continue to continue pumping. I would love if the cycles were broken and that we actually are going to rally into 2026. I would love that, okay? But from the way the markets are looking right now, it does feel like the cycles are still holding strong. And if this bull run has shown me anything, is that, hey, do not overlook the cycles. The cycles will always remain true. And that's just really what it feels like. Now, could I be wrong? Absolutely. And if I am, I'll be the first person to come out and say it. If we do continue out and Bitcoin hits new all-time highs, one thing I do want to mention, guys, is I have told you since forever that I do not think Bitcoin is making all-time highs this year. I told you guys that, I said best case scenario, it might get close to it, but we're not making new all-time highs in 2026. I understand that may not be something that you guys want to hear, but this gets me excited because these are such good buying opportunities. Guys, money is made in the bear market. Money is not made in the bull market. Money is made when you buy, not when you sell. Okay, it's all about timing and time inside of the market. Kevin Xavier says, "How are you, brother?" It's Kevin. What's going on, Kevin? Good to see you, man. When you say Kevin, are you someone that I know, like I know you, or are you just tuning into the live streams? Because he said it's Kevin as if like I know you. April, so the trap closes, every rally gets rejected. Again, sell in May hits different in the bear market. Sell in May and go walk away. Probability of sub 60,000 is 60%. Range 50 to 62,000. May is transitional. May in transitional / bear years. You see in 2022 dipped 15.6%. In 2021, dipped 35%, and in 2018, dipped 18.99%. 3 of the last 5 Mays were double-digit red. Minor margins compressed below 60,000. Kevin says the top. Oh, bro, what's going on, man? Hey, if everyone needs any photos taken and you guys live in the GTA, go hit up Kevin, man. Solid guy. How are you, brothers? Good to see you, man. Thanks for tuning into the live stream. Minor margins compressed below 60,000. Forced selling begins. And June could be a capitulation event, and the probability of a major flush is about 55%. This guy's saying that he sees a probability of a range hitting between 42 to 55,000. Listen, I hope we do not dip below 50K because that would be brutal. If we go into the $40,000 range, that would actually be insane. This is where weekends get flushed, leverage gets wiped, narratives break. At 50K strategy, 713,000 Bitcoin position is 34% underwater, and the headlines will get ugly. June is where corrections begin. June is where corrections become bear market. July, we will see a relief rally. Probability of bounces is 65%. Even in bear markets, July bounces. In 2022, we saw a bounce of 16%. In 2018, we saw a bounce of 21%. And in 2015, we saw a bounce of 8.2%. Most consistently positive month, even in bear markets. Don't trust it. Bear market rallies exist to trap the bulls. Okay, and again, we see that even in bull markets, right? We see little sell-offs to confuse the bulls as well, or to confuse the bears. August and September is the grind. A range of 38,000 to 52,000. That would be very insane. I don't think we could go that low. November, December accumulation begins, range 32 to 48,000. 2 paths. October was the bottom, early recovery starts. Final capitulation event like FTX. Either way, smart money loads up here. This is where the next cycle's millionaires start buying. So again, Either you guys wait for a specific price point, which again, I will never say to do so because you never want to do that. You want to sell more so based on the time it is, like where are we in the market. November, December should be a fairly good accumulation point, but I am going to be dollar cost averaging literally. If I see Bitcoin dip below 60K or it's like at 55,000, 53,000, if I see Ethereum sub 1500 or sub 1600, I'm going to be dollar cost averaging, right? I'm going to be accumulating, I'm going to be allocating funds, deploying cash into the market to make sure that I can get some of these entries. Not all of it, but I'm also going to be stacking bread on the side, guys. Now is the time that you want to work an extra job. Now is the time that you want to do Uber. Now is the time that you guys want to, sell things that you don't need, accumulate cash, sit on cash, and not just for crypto, even commodities, even stocks. There are so many opportunities out there. You just need to dollar cost average and have a long-term outlook on the markets. If you're getting into crypto, if you're getting into crypto and you're thinking, oh, I'm going to be rich in a month or I'm going to make so much bread in the next 2-3 months, do not get into crypto. Get into crypto at these prices or, even lower, dollar cost average your way in and have a long-term outlook. 4 years, 5 years, 10 years is the outlook that you should have. And with that being said, guys, I will see you in the next video. I'm getting tired of talking, haven't done live streams in a while, and your boy is getting tired. Listen, if you enjoy this live, this live, make sure you smash the like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel. At 20K subs, we are giving away $2,000 to one lucky person. If you guys enjoyed, again, you know what to do, guys. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. And as always, none of this is financial advice. But if you want to know exactly what crypto I'm buying, what crypto I'm selling, there's a link in the description below for you guys to sign up and join the Memecoin Mastery. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. God bless you. Jesus loves you. Take care, y'all.